Hello and welcome back to Hartwig's Tech World. Your trusted tech nerd, Hartwig, is back, and as always, with my amazing fiancée, Bianca, by my side. Great to have you with me again, sweetheart.
Hi, Hartwig. I'm looking forward to today's episode. We've got some hot topics again, from potential mega deals in Hollywood to new login methods. This is going to be exciting.
Absolutely. Today, we'll see if Sony is about to build its own streaming empire, how Meta plans to make our logins more secure, a topic that's making government officials sweat, the end of Windows 10, and Berlin's botched update situation. And finally, we'll look at whether WhatsApp is about to become an advertising stage, so buckle up. Our first topic for today, Sony wants Warner, a Hollywood deal with catches. Let's kick things off with a bombshell. Sony apparently has an interest in Warner Brothers' streaming and cinema business. Bianca, that would be a huge deal, wouldn't it? Sony is one of the few major Hollywood studios without its own streaming subscription.
Yes, that would be gigantic. Anyone who doesn't have their own streaming service today risks falling behind. And HBO Max is a huge player with top-tier content.
Exactly. According to rumors, Sony is waiting for Warner to split into two companies by mid-2026, one part for the film studio and streaming business, the other for TV. Sony wants to pick out the plum piece.
So HBO Max and the film studios, but not the TV business. A clever strategy.
Right. They aren't interested in the TV business, but they do want to take over Warner's gaming division. That would fit perfectly with Sony's PlayStation division. However, such a deal probably won't be finalized before 2027.
That's still a while away. It'll be interesting to see if they follow through, as the streaming market is constantly in motion.
Yes, it remains to be seen, but it would definitely be a game changer for Sony and the entire market. Let's turn to the next topic, Meta and passkeys. Secure login for Facebook and Co. Let's move on to our digital security. Meta is introducing passkeys for the Facebook app. Bianca, are you looking forward to the end of passwords?
Oh yes, definitely. Passwords are often a pain. Too long, too complicated. Fingerprint or facial recognition sounds much more convenient and secure.
Absolutely. Meta calls passkeys a new method of identity verification that is simpler and more secure than traditional passwords. You simply use your fingerprint, facial recognition, or the device's PIN. And the best part? It's resistant to phishing attacks.
But isn't Facebook a bit late to the party? WhatsApp, which is also part of Meta, and companies like Google and Apple all have it already.
That's true, Facebook is a latecomer, but better late than never. And very important, Meta emphasizes that biometric data remains exclusively on the user's device and is not shared with the company. That's a crucial point for data privacy.
That's reassuring. And Meta also plans to use passkeys for other purposes. For example, for payments with MetaPay. This shows they're really committed to this technology.
Now, I want to address a more troubling issue. Berlin's snooze button, and Windows 10 is retiring soon. Now for a story that shows not just people have sleep problems, but entire cities. Windows 10 is retiring in October 2025, but the Berlin authorities seem to have completely slept through it. Bianca, imagine, out of almost 100,000 government computers, only 12% have been upgraded to Windows 11 so far. 12%!
12%? That's ridiculously low. What are they doing all day? Admiring Windows screensavers?
You'd almost think so. And the best part? In the Senate Chancellery itself, which is responsible for digitalization, they've only migrated 5 out of 500 computers. 5!
I can't even. That's truly laughable. But seriously, why is it such a mess?
The speed of migration varies wildly between districts, but the real crux of the matter is the software. Out of more than 400 special programs, only 136 have been checked for Windows 11 compatibility. The state secretary admits she can't say for sure if most programs will even work.
Oh, man. And what happens if the deadline in October 2025 passes?
Then Microsoft will offer neither technical support nor free security updates. To protect the computers, Berlin would have to buy expensive extended security updates, and the costs double every year. For the unupdated computers, that could quickly lead to millions in extra expenses.
That's unbelievable. You'd think they would learn. Maybe we should send them an alarm clock.
A good idea, Bianca. They insist they're working at full throttle, but it's going to be a very exciting final phase for the Berlin administration. And for our final topic, let's talk about WhatsApp loses its ad-free status. Let's move on to our last news, which is likely to affect many of you. WhatsApp is losing its ad-free status. The head of WhatsApp promised the messaging experience would remain ad-free, but that advertising would be possible elsewhere, and now it's happening. Bianca, does that shock you?
Yes, it actually shocks me a bit. I love WhatsApp precisely because it's so ad-free and I can communicate undisturbed with friends and family. This is the end of an era.
Meta is, of course, framing this as helping you find more channels and businesses on WhatsApp. The ads will appear in the Updates tab, where contact statuses are listed.
And the ads will be personalized? That's what bothers me the most. Even if Meta emphasizes that no content from encrypted chats will be used, information about location and subscribed channels will be utilized. So privacy is being lost again.
That's true. The databases for personalization is there. Additionally, channel admins will be able to list their channels as sponsored in the channel overview.
That's a shame. I fear this will significantly impact the user experience.
I agree with you. Even if Meta says the new features will be rolled out slowly, it's the first step into an ad-laden future for WhatsApp. And with that, we've reached the end of today's episode of Hartwig's Tech World. We hope you enjoyed diving into the latest tech headlines with us.
Yes, it was super exciting and sometimes a bit alarming. Thanks so much for listening.
Absolutely. Tune in again next time for Hartwig's Tech World. Until then, stay curious, stay safe, and don't let too many ads ruin your sleep. Ciao and see you soon.